But yeah, other than CS, I've been playing a little game for the last few weeks. I've played it 3 streams. So I've played it maybe, let's say, call it 10 hours, whatever. A little indie game called Among Us. I don't know if you've heard of it or seen
A game that
any of
apparently
it.
came out like almost 2 years ago already.
Yes, wait, let me drink my water here.
Yeah, so so Among Us came out like I think about 2 years ago. I think the devs are actually even advertising Among Us 2 already because it's like nearly done.
This is my context of the game. Okay, so Cello and my friends said you've got to stream Among Us. It's this really cool game, a lot of fun. And I was like, I want to. So I played a bit of Remnant from the Ashes, like a couple of weeks, and I still need to get back to that. So I had every intention to finish that before I got to Among Us, but I couldn't wait because everywhere I looked on Twitter or local ZA streamers, people are playing Among Us. I thought, shit, okay, well let me just pick it up. Even internationally, and it's dirt cheap. I mean, it's like 42 Rand locally. It must be $1 or $2 on the store. I don't know.
It's free on mobile.
It's free on mobile. Yeah. But yeah, so when I launched the game, in my head, I just thought this is a new game that's come out, that's been picked up and people are enjoying it. So imagine my shock when I launched the game and it's like, dev note, we're pleased to announce Among Us 2. I was like, this game literally just came out.
Is this some Five Nights at Freddy's shit?
Like, I was like, what the hell? Your game's come out, it's popular, now you're making a sequel, like trying to cash in. But then I've since learned that actually the game's been out, like you said, for 2 years or so. And I think it found a player base, but I don't know who like led it to popularity now, but it is the Zeitgeist game where everywhere you look, I mean, it's one of the most streamed games on Twitch the last week or two. It's been top, like beating out League of Legends, Apex, Call of Duty, all these other big games. And I don't know who's responsible for that.
I don't know where it kind of like started. I just know that big streamers, like there've been streams where like big streamers are all playing together. Like you've got Ninja and Pokimane like all playing together.
The same game. So I mean, I remember seeing a tweet earlier this week. It was like January 2020, like 1 million players. March 2020, like 1.5. Fast forward to September 2020, it's like 40 million players. Jeez. Like it's really, really taken off.
Or even 1 million players is like damn impressive.
It's a lot, like, yeah. So I mean, over the 2 years, like credit to them. That is a lot of
Crucible
players.
Crucible didn't even reach 10,000 players. I mean, you know, I'm just saying.
They're like, whoa, that's some shade right there.
Poor Crucible.
So Among Us is basically, for those of you who don't know, have you ever played any game where, like Werewolf, for example, where the premise is there's, say, 7 humans and 1 werewolf, and the goal is to either find the werewolf or as the werewolf kill off all the humans. So it takes that and it pushes it in that you are aboard a spaceship. And I understand your confusion because you've seen me play a similar game. 2 similar games, actually. Yeah, there's Unfortunate Spaceman and there's another game called I'm Not a Monster where it's a similar premise where you're in space and the crew has to like meet a whole lot of objectives while you as the bad person in Among Us, in the case of Among Us, you are called the imposter. You're trying to kill off everyone.
Imagine being those 2 other games and being like, what did we do wrong not to get this like attention? Yeah,
I can tell you what they did. Well, I'm not a monster.
Not wrong, but like,
not wrong.
What didn't we do?
I think Among Us just makes the game very accessible, very easy to pick up, and it's just a lot of fun. So the premise is you either spawn as an imposter or as a crewmate. Okay. If you are a crewmate, you have a set of tasks to do in order to win the game. So basically, your crewmates of 5 players, let's say, you have to do 6 to 10 tasks to win the round, to win the game. Okay, and if you're the imposter, you have to kill them off before they manage to do those tasks. So that's really the premise in a nutshell. But as the imposter, you look like your crew. You don't have to change form or anything. So you just walk around the ship trying to stop them from doing these tasks. But I think where the game really shines is that a lot of other games that I've played break because you're either like chatting to each other or whatever, but there's like a solid rule in Among Us where you're not allowed to talk until you call a team meeting. Okay, so you can run past players, whatever, but like the golden rules, like if we're in Discord, we all mute.
Okay. So it is like a player, like the game doesn't enforce it, but like through the rules of the game.
Yeah, I don't think the game enforces it, but it's like you keep quiet when the round's happening. Okay. But a team meeting, you can either, as a crewmate, call an emergency meeting, or you call a meeting if you find a body. Okay. So when you call a meeting, that's when you unmute and that's when everyone talks.
Okay.
And this is where the hijinks takes place and the shenanigans.
Then you're like,
then
I saw this player run there. And
exactly. So you start having to backtrack. So imagine you playing around where, say I'm a crewmate, I've spent the last 3 minutes running around the map. I mean, and 3 minutes isn't long, but there's a lot of spots on the ship and you do a lot of tasks. Okay.
Yeah.
So I play for 3 minutes and I run into the electrical room and I find a body. I go, oh shit, I report it. Okay. We all get into the team meeting and then you start backtracking. So I'll say like, I found yellow in electrical. I last saw red running out of the room. But then red's like, no, but that's not true. Like I was in the command center doing this task. And then you go, well, what were you doing before that? And it becomes a thing of you start trying to analyze and piecing together like, who was where, because obviously as an imposter, you're trying to blend in. So if you caught out, you were like, no, like I was doing the task in the med bay,
And do you know what tasks every player was meant to be doing?
No.
Okay.
No, it's completely randomly assigned. And the tasks aren't like, I mean, I suppose it fits in the context of the game to a degree, but like a task, for example, is you go to a computer terminal and you have to upload files. And you're forced to sit still for 5 seconds while these files upload. Another task is sort these rocks by their shapes. It's very quick fire tasks that you just have to do around the ship, and it's assigned randomly. So it forces everyone to run around the ship. You don't ever sit on one side of the ship. You're constantly running around trying to do your tasks because as a crewmate, you're trying to win the round.
That's essentially what it's for. It's just like yeah.
So, but that's I think why the game is so entertaining because you like. I think why poker, for example, can be entertaining to watch is because you watch the poker face. Like, look at this person. They're like playing the whole table. They think they've got a good hand, but they don't. It's like that, but on a whole nother level of, no, like I saw you by the body. And the person plays the cards like, no, listen, I've got an alibi. Like, Green saw me doing the task in Medbay, for example. And then Green's like, yeah, I saw him doing that. And you start thinking, shit, like, what the hell? Like, who is the imposter?
Yeah.
But it's those in-between moments that make the game so entertaining because there are times when you think you know your friends. Let me tell you don't know your friends. Because there often comes a time where, say, there's 3 people left and you the split votes. Okay. So one person's like, no, I swear it's them. And the other person's like, no, it's not me, it's them. And you're the third party. You've got the deciding vote. And people like present their cases and you have to make the votes. And if you vote the wrong person, like, oh my God, like I got played.
So when you have this team meeting, are you essentially like trying?
Oh, yes.
Like, are you voting someone to be the monster or are you saying, okay, let's carry on because we don't know?
No. So what you can do, there are several things you can do. So you can either vote someone off. So it's like, I saw Red kill the body. It's definitely them. You can vote them off. They
just
get ejected
put them in the airlock. Ship. Nice.
Yeah, and if they're the imposter, you win the round.
And if not?
However, then you just lose that person.
Assholes.
So you don't have to vote. You can skip the vote as well.
Oh, okay.
So like, and if it's, say, one person gets 2 votes and then 2 people skip the vote, then no one gets ejected because it's a split, whatever.
Okay. And how many imposters are there usually? Is it just 1 or 2?
So no. So if you play, the game you can play 5 to 10 people. So if you're a small group, you play with 1 imposter. If you're a big group, you play with 2 imposters. And I think if I've only played once or twice with 2 imposters, and that's when shit gets wild because the imposters work together.
Yeah, I was about to ask, can the imposters like communicate or do the imposters know who the other imposter is?
They know who the other one is.
Okay.
So they can't communicate in the game, but it becomes a thing of when the team meeting's called, they obviously pair up like, yeah, no, we saw yellow.
Yes, yeah. And because they know the other one's the imposter, they just play along with whatever story.
Exactly.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
That sounds really cool.
But it's very, very easy to learn and it's a lot of fun because it really just, I don't know, it's a game about lying or defending yourself, and it's just the laughs we've had, the shit that's happened. It's like I've had rounds as imposter where I'm bad at lying. Like I'll come out and say I'm a terrible imposter.
No, we know this, yeah.
So sorry, just for context, as an imposter, you do have a set of abilities that give you an advantage over the crewmates. Like, because it would be very difficult if you just have to run around the ship killing people and then Like people say, but I just saw you in the room with that person, you're the imposter, whatever. So as imposter, you can jump into vents to get around the map quickly, which is still, it could still backfire.
Yeah, if
because
someone
say you,
watches you pop out of a vent, they go, oh, cool.
yep, that happens, definitely. But say, but instances like that, it's like you pop out a vent, they call an emergency meeting, say, I saw him jump out the vent, and the imposter's like, but I saw you jump out the vent. Like, don't turn this on me.
Or is there a possibility of like you jumping out the vent, noticing that someone watched you and quickly running to them and killing them? Or
You can do that. Yeah,
Okay.
that's 100% a viable strategy.
Cool.
But also as imposter, so you can get around the map pretty quickly. But you also have the ability to, for example, put the lights off, which forces the crewmates. So if you put the lights off, for example, they have to go to the electrical room and restore the lights. But their cone of vision is like 0. So it becomes very easy
and
to
the
kill
imposter
someone.
can see better in the
imposter
dark.
can see perfectly.
Okay, perfect.
They-
Okay.
They can also close doors, so you can trap people. You can also, for example, cut off the oxygen supply, which
Oh
is,
my
it's a very clever mechanic because then it gives the crewmates 30 or 40 seconds to restore the oxygen, and they have to go to 2 points in the map to do that.
Okay.
So it forces the teams to split up, or it gives you an opportunity to isolate people.
And because you're not communicating, you're not going, okay, you two go there, you two go there. It's just like
No,
30 seconds, you've got to
100%.
randomly. Yeah.
It's either like trust based or mind games of like, I mean, for example, like you could be in a room, you see someone running, you go, oh God, please don't kill me.
That is amazing.
But then that person might just be watching you, be like, I'm watching you. Are you actually doing tasks? Like, because as imposter, you don't do tasks. You have to just try blend in. But what I was trying to get at with me being an imposter, it happened one round where I'm bad in lying, and that someone saw me jump out of so there's one map has vents, the other map has holes. It's like an outside area. You can travel between the different holes, whatever.
Okay.
But then one person called an emergency meeting, is like, I saw him jump out of a hole, and my defense was, which hole did you see me jumping out of? And then everyone just voted for me. I was like, what the hell? You guys didn't even give me a chance to put up a defense. They're like, that was your defense. You just like admitted to it. I was like, damn it.
Just bad at lying. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm bad at lying.
Well, it's a good way to weed out like your friends. Like, damn, you're a really good liar. I need to be careful about you in real life. You know.
I've got some psychopathic friends who are really good
I can
at
imagine
lying.
Chella's really good at this.
There was one round where actually I've clipped it out where I vouched for Cello. So remember how I told you the imposter can put off the lights? I didn't realize that they can restore the lights, because the imposter can't do any of the tasks that the crewmates can. The imposter just has to blend in, like pretend to do tasks, but they don't actually do them. However, the imposter can actually restore the lights to blend in. You can kill the lights, run to the electrical box and put them on, like, oh, like that's weird.
See, check, I turned on the lights. Hey.
Yeah. So it happened one round where early in the game, the lights go off. I run to the electrical room. I see them come back on. Chella's at the electrical box. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Chella's a good dude. And it happened 2 or 3 times where I saw him restore the lights. Then it comes down to, like I told you, the split vote of there's 3 of us left.
Yeah.
And then one of my poor friends is like, he's going to put up a defense. I'm like, nah, fam. I saw Cello putting the lights on. He's good. Vote this dude off. Turns out Cello's the imposter, and he's just laughing. I'm like, oh my God, I got played.
Listen,
It's a good time,
I knew Cello would be good at lying because, you know, when we played Trackmania, he'd always be like, man, I'm so trash at this track. And then he'd just win. So, can't trust that. Can't trust that guy.
I thought you were going to go the other way. So he says, I'm so good at this track,
that
but
too.
he's actually trash.
That too. I mean, that was more common. Like, he's like, oh, I'm going to win. And he's just like,
Shit.
doesn't even hit the top 10 because he's trash at
Oh my
Trackmania.
gosh, he's so trash. Speaking of Trackmania, there's new levels coming out soon, surely.
Yeah, I haven't
been a
heard
long
about
time.
it, but it should be soon. Like, it should, at the very least, before the end of the year. I hope they don't do the thing where it's like, hey, it's Christmas. Here's 12 ice tracks.
Oh, no.
I'll just uninstall the game.
Just delete the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but before we get to what you're playing, I think if you're listening and you're looking for a good... So one thing that Among Us pivots on is having a good group of friends. I don't think the experience would be nearly as good, because you can type in game, like when you have a team meeting, whatever. If you don't have voice chat, you can type like you would on a phone, whatever. But I think you lose that nuance and that context and not body language, but the tones of people, like trying to pick up,
Yeah.
you know, what their vibes are.
And I think when you're
so-
playing with friends, you've got an understanding of how serious
you've
you're
got
playing.
an understanding. Yeah. I'm yet to play with strangers, but I think it goes without saying that the best experience of this game is with a group of friends. And if you're looking for a team game, it's so cheap. Like it's like you said, it's free on mobile or it's 40 Rand on Steam. So, you know, it's very easy to round up a group of friends, to hop into a Discord server and just play. And it's a lot of fun. I would recommend it, like highly recommend it.
I think that's the thing I noticed when I was watching you play CSGO as well, was like, I think I said it to you the day after, was like, you have such a good like group of friends playing who you seem to all have an understanding of how serious you're taking it. So that's not to say, oh, we're playing CSGO for shits and giggles. Like, you are taking it serious to a point, and you understand like when shit goes bad or pear-shaped or whatever, and like no one's out there to make anyone else feel bad, which is really cool. Like, and I think even like everyone goes, oh yeah, just play with friends. Like, even playing with friends, like that's not always the case.
No, for sure.
Like, I've played online games with people that I like in person, and I hate them when I'm playing like online games, because they're at a different level to me in terms of like how serious they want to take this, and it's just like yeah.
Why don't you just
That's why I don't play CS:GO with you, yeah, or Dota. So you're like, Sandy, why are you feeding? God, you're so trash at this game. Just uninstall.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Please uninstall this game. God.
Just uninstall it.
And I'm just
you're
like,
always welcome to come play CS.
I mean, we could have not been having this podcast. You defended the right for Checkpoint Chat to exist in CS:GO.
I did. That really put the pressure on. Alessandro was like, listen, if you lose this game, I'm going to leave the podcast. So I had to clutch hard.
You see,
at one point I was
can't
like,
fire
do I really
you, but
wanna
I can
clutch?
quit. So
You can just quit, and then that leaves us in a weird limbo.
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Among Us, good time. Would recommend. But what have you?
It looks good. I do want to get on, and like you said, it's like what, $40-$50 on Steam. So
It's so cheap.
I need to get in on that. I think it would be a fun like diversion from just like other stuff.
Just played like one evening.
Yeah, exactly.